Given my background with behavioral coaching and life skills education, I should obviously be talking about things like life skills, things like 21st century skill set, educational landscape of the country today, and so on and so forth. But I have defaulted on my default mode, which I do quite often. I'm going to be talking about something that brought more joy for me to share with you. Something that I discovered through my life. Small, simple things that have impacted my life in a very big way. And with the hope that it will help you in some way or the other. If you're a seeker of that, I will begin. Thank you, Cordelia, for already laying the context for me. He mentioned in his speech that depression is one of the leading diseases or conditions we are going to see in the future. The World Health Organization has already warned us that in 2030, depression will be the leading contributor to the global disease burden. That's not all. You look at the Global Happiness Index of 2022, India ranks 136 out of 146 countries, just 10 steps up. Certainly, there is a very long way for us as a nation to go to the desired spot. So, ladies and gentlemen, do you think countries should set people's happiness as a goal in itself to be achieved? The answer is increasingly a big yes, absolutely. So let me, through my experiences, deconstruct the two most fundamental emotions that impact humans and their well-being and social impact. Let me deconstruct those for you through my experiences. For a larger part of my life, I've spent my teens, my 20s, and a part of my 30s longing for things that looked bucket list ready. They looked like the in thing, and some things out of that list were things that I lacked in my life. So as a teen, I was chasing after good grades, validation from people, acknowledgement, appreciation, permission for night outs, permission to have boyfriends, and so on and so forth. So as a teen, I've spent most of my life just chasing those things. When I grew up in my late 20s, I realized that the list was predominantly the same elements. But because as humans we evolve, the list now had weight in it, which means I was no longer longing for a permission for a night out. I was looking for companionship. It had turned into meaningful companionship. When I was looking at relationships, I was longing for non-toxic relationships. When I was looking for jobs, I was looking for richer profiles. When I was looking for pay packages, there was no end to it. So I've spent a rather large part of my life in this race against my wishes. There was one thing that I was doing all this while. I was pinning my happiness to these things. I'll be happy when I get that mattress. I'll be happy when I actually get to sit next to my boy. I'll be happy when I go to my next prom. I'll be happy when I have my next hour, and so on and so forth. Ye sab chal raha tha. This I did not realize for a very long time. I realized it very recently. So if you're not there, it's just fine. It's okay to not realize it. But I'm here to tell you this. For a longer part of your life, you're pinning your happiness on these events and these things. You know what is happening in that time? Your language, your phrases, the stimuli that you're giving to your brain, all of those things sound something like, I will be happy when. And I will be happy when is something that is subconsciously telling you that you are timing your happiness. Hello, Deepti, how can you be happy right now in this moment? The happiness is there in the next month. वो तो अभी आएगी. So, where's the point of being happy? So I'm looking ahead. There's motivation. So Cordelia, definitely there was a motivation and there was super tremendous happiness when you were building that telescope. 6 to 7 days. Yes? That's exactly what I'm saying. So happiness is always linked with something, some person, some event, or something that is external to you. And it's always like being in the future. You get it, you're happy. Or after that, you set again for another happiness. You need another, goal to go ahead, to look forward to. So I'll be happy when? Constantly, sometimes more, many times in a day I was telling this to myself, okay, you just work for it, you need to get it. And you know what was happening during that entire scenario? Power of repetition was playing its magic with me. Happiness, I'll be happy when, was turning into a mindset. And trust me, you, subconsciously, I did not even get to know that I was already operating from that mindset. So anything that I set my eye on, I was operating from that mindset. Maybe of lack, maybe of longing, maybe of a future-driven event. And I was subconsciously telling myself, you cannot be happy right now. So even though I had like thousands of dresses, colorful dresses in my wardrobe, I still wanted that black dress. And when I got it, then I wanted to complete the look. Then I wanted the silver heels and the silver sleeve with it. Because without that, I can't be a party thing. Because I set a goal. How would I be happy in the moment? Difficult, right? Let me reconstruct this for you. Happiness and joy. We use them interchangeably, almost all the time. We're happy, we're joyful. And it's nobody's fault because nobody tells us the difference. And it takes a long time to find the difference between the two. Happiness and joy are emotional responses from the same feelings of pleasure. But there's a fine difference. The difference is big. It's strong. The difference is that emotional response to the feeling of pleasure or happiness is coming from outside to you. And for joy, the same emotional response connected to a feeling of pleasure is coming from inside, and that's joy. So, as I said, happiness was building Cortelia's telescope in the 6, 7, 8 days, whatever he had set his eye on. In a week, he got something ready. That was happiness. But joy was knowing that you can build. You have the capability to build. Happiness is maybe learning to drive a car. But joy is to go on a long drive with a cup of coffee and lime juice all by yourself or with your friends. So, joy and happiness have very fine line between them. Happiness is very extrinsic. It's connected with something external, a person, place, event, occasion, your birthdays, anniversaries, all of these things trigger happiness. These are moments of happiness, achieving something, winning a competition. All of these are happiness, moments of happiness for us. But it's circumstantial. Because it's connected to an event, when that event is over, it's gone. Elusive. Happiness is also elusive. It comes and it goes. Joy, my friends, on the other hand, is something which is more permanent because it already resides within you. Each one of you sitting here in this room have joy right now with you. But what makes joy so difficult an emotion to even research on, it's the least researched emotion, is that it's an act of will. You have to choose it. You have to choose it many times in the day. You have to choose it for yourself to feel it. Joy is wanting what you already have in you. You may have an XYZ body or an XYZ skin color. You may have XYZ endowments. You may have a great lifestyle, whatever it is. If you don't want it, if you don't acknowledge it, if you're not grateful for it, you miss out on joy. So joy is already there. You have to choose it. It's inside, it's intrinsic, and it's momentary. You can have many moments of joy in a day, and you can fill your life with joy. There's one more thing which is very, beautiful about joy is that it's connected with the act of service. We all have our emotional cups. As human beings, we operate on emotions, right? And all of us have an invisible bucket or an invisible emotional cup. If you fill into somebody else's emotional cup by giving your time, by giving something in any way, material, mental, emotional, physical, anything, if you give to others, it fills your bucket. It fills your emotional cup too. Because whenever you do something good, it brings a feeling of gratefulness inside of you. So that is joy. Let me not take a lot of time here. Let me question something. Do you believe in happily ever afters? How many of you are saying yes? Raise your hands. I was one of you for a long time. How many of you say no? Quite a few hands, but yeah, I'm one of you now. So, happily ever after is a societal conditioning we've grown up with. जिंदगी में सिर्फ यही सुना है, बेटा 20 में अच्छी पढ़ाई, अच्छी डिग्री, 30 में शादी, 35 में बच्चे, 40 में you get a good, peak at your career, and 60 you have a seamless retirement, and you're done. You're done. You've made your life. You've had a great innings. We've heard all of this. We've actually seen that also, and that's why it's so strong within us. हमने अपने parents और grandparents में यही करते हुए देखा है, right? According to time and the leaps of time, and they're achieving things, and eventually their well-rounded life looks like a happy ever after. Did someone tell us that happily ever after was to be maintained or not? You achieved, you were at the brink of your career, you retired. After that, do you think it's durable, the happiness that you achieved right now, this place, is it durable? No guarantees. Because when you carry your plans to get your happiness and your goals, life happens. And that's what happened with me, ladies and gentlemen. Life happened to me in 2017. I was diagnosed with a condition called Koda-Equina syndrome. Koda-Equina syndrome, of course, most of you would not have heard of it, and I hope you never do. But it's a condition, it's a serious condition that leaves you with nervous loss. For me, it left me half paralyzed. I was on bed for a year with a catheter in me because I had lost the sensations. I had my nerves that could tell my brain that I need to pee or I need to poop or I need to do something. They were all damaged. So I was half paralyzed. On bed, 7 months. For the first 7 months, I could not make the reason or the meaning of my life. I did not understand what was happening. Like, one fine afternoon, I was playing around sitting on the bed, and the next morning I opened my eyes and I'm on bed with this condition, with knowing that now independently you can't even use the washroom. I mean, it was like my life was mentally on crutches and physically. So, for the first 10 months, I could not construe meaning of what was happening to me. I was absolutely, under the load of self-pity, helpfulness, irritated, agitated, because I wanted to do so much. I had so many plans, but now I can't. I don't even know whether I'll be able to. So, what did I do? Unwillingly, I let it be. I was loading in that self-pity, that negative bogged down self. I was that. The only ring of happiness for me was my doctor visits. The doctor visits told me, first 4 visits they were like, okay, we're getting better, we're getting there, medicines are responding, your body is responding, all those things are working fine for you. It happened on the 5th visit, in the 7th month. When the doctor said, you've done everything very good, you've been operated, you're on steroids, you're on this medicine, that medicine, everything is there, you tried everything. Now it's a game of wait and watch. And I asked him, doctor, what if it doesn't ever come back? What if this is my reality? And he said, that. I was an expecting mother also at that time. I went back home and the silver lining that was fighting in my pregnancy at that time during this entire condition, the silver lining was my kids or my future. But it also got me so scared. It drew scary visuals of me on wheelchair taking care of 2 children. And I was getting really scared, overwhelmed. And I think that was when the pressure broke me. All this while I could not see anything. I was blinded with the pain that I had. But I had to take a decision that day. I had to decide for myself. If this is your reality, Deepti, how are you going to respond to it? Are you going to respond to it just the way you've faced it in the last 10 months? Or are you going to change your answer to it? That was the day I found my moment of awakening. I found something which was different, something that I had never done before. I was taking a decision how to respond to my life. And that's when I started to look at all the things what I had. I took out a paper and I actually wrote down what I still have with me to go on. And then I did a lot of small things every day. I let sunshine in, I let people in my room, I let them talk to me over a cup of tea, I wrote blogs about my journey, I wrote a couple of articles here and there for magazines, listened to music, had the best coffees ever, did all of the things that I could do on the bed. And you know what? I did not know that I was cultivating joy for myself in all of this time. I stumbled upon it. So my illness made me need joy. So what were the 3 lessons that helped me cut out of that vicious circle of I'll be happy when? Because that when you don't know. That when you don't know. So what you have is it's not anybody's fault if you're not able to see it at the moment. Because as human beings, we're very much wired to either look at the past, cry or learn, or look at the future and be driven. And it's great to look at the future. The pursuit of happiness is a great concept to get you moving, to achieve bigger dreams, to grow and evolve in life. Because the more you try, you stumble, you learn. But it is also so important to pause and see what you have in the moment. For most of you here, you guys are Generation Z, more evolved brains than ours. And you know what? I was thinking, मुझे ये बात करनी भी चाहिए थी नहीं आपके साथ. But I thought, your brains are so evolved. Research has shown that. I mean, you can go back and Google. Then you guys are like the supremest of all in the evolvement of data. So you guys are capable of understanding complex cognitive topics or subjects. And then I thought that it is so relevant to each one of us in every stage of life. Don't be scared if you don't get to that stage where I am right now. I took 37 long years to be here. It's just fine to go with the flow. But I'm just giving you a reminder to just pause for a little. Sometimes look at what you have. The breakfast that you receive on the table early in the morning is joy that your mother takes to prepare for you. When you go back home, your room is ready. When you have to go out for an event, there is a car, or your father is ready to take you. Please look at those gestures. They are coming from joy. No, it's nobody's duty to take care of you. You are young adults. You can do everything all by yourself. But still, if you are receiving that love, please be grateful. So the 3 things I learned was from my journey that we take our bodies and every other thing that we already have for granted because we don't want to stop. We're like a hamster in the wheel, looking out for something that's going to give us happiness or excitement or some fun in life. It's important to pause. It's important to see what you have and value it. The second thing that I learned from my situation was that breakups, dysfunctional relationships, failures in life, illnesses, sicknesses, societally, it's conditioned to us in a way that we associate all of these chapters of our life with negative emotions. But these are the finest episodes of your life can give you to find joy, to reinvent your life, to change your response to life. And that, my dear friend, brings me to the end of my conversation. I would just take 1 minute, in fact 30 seconds of you and your time, and I would request you to please close your eyes. All of you, please close your eyes. Now imagine 5 people who mean the world to you. Imagine 5 people who mean everything to you. You would die for them. You can open your eyes. I don't want to know the response. I just want to ask you something. Were you one of those 5? You got that? If you were not one of those 5 people, it's time to start. Thank you so much.